Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another round or another run of the films that I watched this week. Let's just get straight into this. Let's not beat here too long. Let's not beat around the bush, and let's just get on with it. I started the week, in fact, the 1st of December, with a Christmas film called Fred Claus. I'm sure most people have seen it. I'd seen it before. In 2007, it has Vince Vaughn and Paul Giamatti. Vince Vaughn has grown on me over the years. He is Santa's brother, but he's a complete opposite of Santa. He ends up in jail, has to phone his brother for help. So he's got to go to the North Pole and work up there. And he doesn't like it, and silly things happen, stupid things happen. But I didn't mind it. I think I've seen it once or twice before. I give it a 6. It's fine. Nothing terrible, really isn't. Then from 1942, a first watch called The Corpse Vanishes, and this has Bela Lugosi in it. Women are dying at their weddings. They die at the altar, and then the bodies disappear, and we find out later that Bela Lugosi is stealing the bodies for a specific reason. And a Bela Lugosi film is not shit because of Bela Lugosi. It might not be great because of other people, but he is always good. He has a screen presence. He has something about him, as I'm sure a lot of people will think. So I didn't mind it. Another one I didn't mind from 1942, a 6 out of 10, first time watch. Then a film everyone and their mother knows, Planes, Trains and Automobiles. Everyone knows it. I give that one I think it was a 7. I haven't written it down, but a 7. Then to do I want to say an odd film? I don't know if I want to say an odd film, but from 1977, not a first time watch, a film called Wizards. Now this, when I look at that cover, I immediately think of a chicken. It's not a chicken, but this is a post-apocalyptic animated film that's got wizards, it's got magic, it's good versus evil, and that kind of thing. And the bad guys kind of worship the Nazis, because you'll have lots of clips and videos of Hitler and the Nazis, and they seem to want to be like them, which is something else as well. But it's an interesting film. Not good, not bad, just. And there's one of that is the bad guy. You didn't even see him, probably not. But yeah, Wizard from 1977, an odd type of film. Then of course, Christmas time, Home Alone, the first one. My favourite one of my favourite Christmas films. I give that one a 9 out of a 10. 9, a big 9. Not a first time watch, of course. Then another film that isn't a first time watch, Krampus from 2015. This annoying family who I don't care for any of them. This horned creature, the alter ego of Santa Claus, or I don't know what he is, but horned creature terrorizes this family. He's got loads of weird creatures that help him, and once it gets going, once you get the monster stuff, then it's fine. It just seems to take a goddamn age to get there, and in that time I don't give a shit about it, but I give it a 6 because of when it gets going, it gets going. Then a film is a first time watch from 1978 called Corvette Summer. Has none other than Mark Hamill and Annie Potts. Mark Hamill finds this old Corvette, he does it up all nice. To me it's an ugly looking car, but he seems to like it. But then it gets stolen. The cops won't do shit about it, so he decides to go look for his Corvette himself. It takes him to Vegas, and it has an adventure, meets Annie Potts, and it was a fun film. I give it a 6. It's probably more of a good 6 than a bad 6, but 1978, I quite enjoyed it. And watching Mark Hamill gave me the the interest to watch The Force Awakens again. I soon snapped out of that shit. Then from 1988, another first time watch, Braddock, Missing in Action 3. He finds out that his wife is still alive and he has a son. They're in Vietnam. So what does he do? He goes to get them. Now, I watched the other two Missing Action films last week. They all get a 6. They're all kind of the same, but they're all easy and they're fun to watch. And I didn't mind that, give it a 6. Fine, no problem with it. Then, from 2016, Bad Santa 2. I'd forgotten how funny it was. I just remembered a certain bit of it. You got Kathy Bates as... what's his face? You got Kathy Bates as Bad Santa's mother. I can't think of his name, but it's the same kind of stuff as the first film. Funny, give it a 7. Yeah, funnier than I remembered. American Ninja 2 from 1987, first time watch. I saw the first American Ninja years back. American Ninja 2 with Michael Dudikoff. He's a ninja. He fights ninjas on an island. There are missing Marines. He fights more ninjas. Then he fights super ninjas. And it was nice to see Gary Conway in this. Gary Conway, of course, from Land of the Giants, the captain of the Spindrift. Nice to see him in this. But again, an easy watch, plenty of action. It's not the greatest action you'll ever see, but there's plenty of it and it's easy to watch. Then, from 1973, it's time to keep your appointment with the Wicker Man. And that is the Wicker Man. Weird people in the Scottish Islands. Edward Wood was a copper. Go and look for a missing girl. But is she really missing? He's a devout Christian. And we have the first 10 minutes shown us how much of a Christian he is. And he gets to this island and he finds out they're pagans. They're heathens. Quite slow, quite plodding. I give it a 6. But as we move along, it becomes enjoyable. I like it. It's a 6 or a 7, depends on how I feel. Then, from 1951, an abysmal copy of Scrooge. It's a Christmas Carol, Alistair Sim. Got this with a British newspaper called The News of the World. That doesn't exist anymore. But it's colour as well. I've seen it in black and white, so it doesn't bother me this time. I couldn't be asked getting up to take it out. But yeah, Alistair Sim, very, very good. Everyone knows the story of A Christmas Carol by now. If you don't, where have you been? And then to round it off, I told Bob that I would watch it because he watched it last week with Rick. So I said, you know what? I'll watch it. I give Scrooge a 7, and it's Elf. Will Ferrell as this giant oversized elf who isn't an elf, who goes to New York to find his father, who is James Caan. It's stupid, it's pathetic, and I didn't like it. But I watched it, and I ended up enjoying it. Some bits more than others, of course, but overall, I thought this was fun. And it's a Christmas film, so all it needs to be is Christmassy and or fun. And that's what Elf was. Zooey Deschanel, James Caan. Yeah, decent. A 6 out of 10 from 2003. 20 years old. So there you go. That's everything I watched this week. And as always, comments are welcome.